Camp has been really good, and it kind of collided with the beginning of classes, which is a good kind of challenge because that's the expectation. How you do anything is how you do everything, and we certainly abided by those principles and those values and have gotten off to a really good start in both. So I think camp was successful. Certainly have elevated our systems, our production, our culture, our way of doing things in just about every aspect. The way that we signal, the way we process those signals, the way we communicate on the field, the way that we're able to make adjustments, but we got to continue to get better. So all in all, improvement, and still got a ways to go. So questions, please. That was easy. Good morning to you.
The shift to game day or week one prep today, just like I know you said probably Thursday.
It was a little bit of both. You know, this for us is what we call our mental sweat day, where the mental intensity has to match the physical intensity of Tuesday and Wednesday. And part of it was corrections because, you know, we installed everything on both sides of the ball. And when you do a lot against a lot, you know, some things happen, which is good because albeit your plays aren't going to be perfect, but you can work on the solutions that people try to present when they try to present problems to you and to your systems. So we went a fair amount of time today on those corrections. We really took a deeper dive into special teams against opponent one, and then a lot of the base calls and plays against opponent one in today's mental sweat session.
Coach, you talked about drops at the last scrimmage.
About what, I'm sorry?
Drops.
Yes.
About drops. How did that progress throughout the week? Did you see progress? Was it much more the same? How would you say the guys responded?
Right. I see progress. We all see progress. I see inconsistencies, and I also see a defense that's getting better. I see guys that have really improved their technique and coverage. The windows are certainly tighter with some of the length and the size and the speed that we have in the secondary. And then at the same time, the expectation is no matter what, we expect both sides to come up with a play, right? So you have a choice, either you lower your standards and you get lesser player, you keep them high, and you say, hey, we got to improve this side. This side is doing a fairly decent job, but it's got to improve as well. So all in all, just, yeah, there's improvement. There is, but it's still too inconsistent.
Are there any true freshmen that showed up in the summertime up till now that have progressing to the point where, hey, they're definitely going to be a part of the rotation and get some playing time this year?
Yeah, there are. I mean, I like to be better prepared for that and talk position by position. And we can do that, sometime here in the near future. But it's been a very wide open camp. I think we did a really good job of allowing competition to take care of things. And competition, and having I would say, a little bit deeper of a talent pool at certain positions, not all, has a lot for guys to get better. It's created urgency. It's created that feeling where I better be at my best every single day. And it's helped certain position groups, and others aren't as deep. And certainly we need to develop that. We need to acquire more talent at certain positions. So I think it'll be worth talking about those guys this coming week when we have a chance to sit down and talk a little bit about Bethune-Cookman. And I guess that way you could have just more accurate and detailed information.
Mario, do you have, like, this weekend some kind of dress rehearsal, or it used to be that the guys would go to Hard Rock, you know what I mean, and do it just like they're going to do before?
Sure. The pregame part, we will, which is the warm-up, which is almost identical to what we do every single day, so there's not much of a difference. I have measurements on the distance from the tunnel to the locker room and all, so there's not much change. And we gotta keep doing our workout at Green Tree. If there was a particular place that we're going to that had something that was really just different, or I would say difficult to deal with, you'd prepare for it. But we feel comfortable that we've done enough preparation here the right way, and it's not going to affect our dailies over there on our game day routine.
Also, I wanted to ask you about Al Blades. We talked to him, and he talked about practicing at safety somewhat, and he can play all positions. What's your view on him? How's he doing? He's been here a while, and the safety aspect with him.
He's done a great job. I think the best part about here, there's going to be no nonsense, no BS, no dressing it up. I mean, we call it like it is, and that's the way it should be. That's your greatest form of respect to a player or to a program. Al Blades has done a great job at playing just about everything, and on special teams as well. And what we find ourselves now in a position where we have the ability to play a good number of guys back there that can play winning football. So he, again, he's been really good off the field as well as a leader in the weight room. And when you talk about all the guys that are back there, they're doing just about all of them doing about the same things. They're playing well. They've learned the systems. They communicate well. Al's a really good communicator. He understands football. You know, obviously it's in his bloodlines for a long, long time. So everyone's super proud of him and super excited for him and what he's going to bring to the table this year. We think he's going to be a great player.
No Jalen Knighton, we didn't see him in practice the other day. You know if he's going to be ready for week one, or has he returned to practice? How's his status, I guess?
He's returned to practice. He got nicked up a little bit, nothing major. Yeah, we'll see him game one.
And Zion Nelson, how has he been feeling? Do you know if he'll be ready for next week?
He's getting closer. Can't guarantee he's going to be ready for game one. We'll know more by Tuesday, Wednesday, probably Wednesday. You know, if you had to practice with him today and run a full practice, probably feel good about that. If you had to play a game today, it's pretty close, and we hedge on the side of safety, which is really important, and he knows that. You know, so it's a good thing about guys like him and guys like Knighton. You got to hold them back, right? It's always difficult when you have to urge a guy to come on, man. You know, let's get going. So those two guys are competitors that want to play and they want to win. They really do. They want to see all the hard work put to good use. So hopefully we'll get good news throughout the course of the week, and we'll get that to you as soon as we can.
So Zion still hasn't done like a full practice or anything yet?
Has not done a full practice yet.
Just at running back, obviously with the injuries you guys have had, like is there going to be like a lot of precaution with the guys you have left throughout the season? Like how do you kind of manage that?
Precaution?
Three, yeah. Is that like in practice?
I'm not sure what you mean by precaution. During the season now, we don't tackle to the ground.
Right.
And so we'll run our practices. We'll certainly divvy up the reps so that one back doesn't have to carry the load of two or three, if that's what you mean. We don't want to overload a guy. That'll now create a domino effect of, you know, soft tissue injuries and stuff of that nature. We'll make sure that we continue to elevate and develop whoever is in line next so that we can have an opportunity to practice the right way without putting our guys at risk.
You mentioned the importance of competition. Can you just talk about the competition going on that defensive line?
Yeah, well, that's the best. There's no other way to describe it. If you're not at your best, you're at risk of losing some reps. While at the same time, if you bring your best, you have the ability to come in waves at an opponent. And that's the real goal. You know, we don't, like, competition is never presented as something with fear. You know, that should never be the case. Competition should always be a welcome thing in your program. I mean, everyone has a goal to play in the NFL one day. Well, guess what? Competition in there is kind of real. You don't, that meal you have for free here on scholarship, if it doesn't go your way in the NFL, it's like a little note that says, hey, come bring your playbook and stuff, right? So they've got to get used to that level of competition. We've seen tremendous battles going on. We want to see more consistency inside. Darryl Jackson's probably been the most consistent one, you know, just knocking people back and playing with great pad level and disciplined effort. But all those guys have had a really good camp. All of them have. It's a lot of them to mention, but you have all the numbers. You know, you got 81, 91, 56. Moultrie's jumped in there, done a great job. Alan Hayes jumped in there, done a great job. You name it, you've seen, you know, Jordan Miller. I mean, really, just a lot of really, really good competition. It's what you want at every position. If we want to be really good, we got to get there from a recruiting, talent acquisition standpoint, development standpoint, and we'll be on our way.
Coach, last year South Florida had 4 of the top defensive ends coming out of high school. Miami chose Najee Kelly. Talk to us a little about Najee Kelly and how his growth.
Yeah, I was doing everything possible to get him to Oregon. You know, feel very confident he was going to come there too. I'll just add that. But this is what sets him apart. All right. If you look at, if he walked up right now, he looks like a power forward and on an elite basketball team. And it starts with him having a tremendous upbringing. You know, his mom is one of a kind. He was raised right. He's a tremendous human being. He loves football. Najee would play football all day, every single day, if he could. Length, explosiveness, suddenness. His foot and body quickness is elite. His ability to accelerate, decelerate, come to balance, strike. You know, he's very heavy-handed with light feet at that. And he's got just a very unique and elite recoverability. I mean, he could be in a twisted, contorted position, and all of a sudden put a foot in the ground, spin out of it, and make a play. You know, so, and he's learning the system, And you see, as he learns it more and more and more, he's going to be an elite player.
Is there hope Don Chaney will be back at some point this year?
I think he will be. I think he will be. His injury wasn't as serious as Trevante's, but it was significant enough where he's going to miss some time. He'll miss several weeks. He will.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Okay, guys. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.